Hey everyone, this is Tony, Dungeon Master for D&D Raw, and with me today are Bethany, Rachel, Chris, and Adam. Unfortunately, Nick couldn't join us for this, but we wanted to talk about the campaign so far. We wanted to sit down face to face to see what it's like recording this way. So we did have a few technical issues, but overall, I hope you still enjoy hearing the conversation. For those of you that aren't caught up, there will be spoilers for Orinthal, so if you haven't caught up to episode 10, I highly recommend you do now. That way you can more fully enjoy this episode spoiler-free. Or you can just hear the spoilers. I would like to welcome you to our table and listen as we discuss the events thus far.
So,
reflections?
Yeah, just essentially, what are your guys' thoughts on how things are going so far? I mean, you...
In character or out of
character?
that
Was it in character or out?
We'll start with
in
character.
Like this because it was not prepared to do
No,
my
we're not talking.
It's okay, Sildana.
Thank God.
Describing. Out of character, I feel like we're supposed to have a better handle on what's happening than we really do.
Yeah,
I feel like we're partially running around like chickens with their head cut off.
Yeah, it feels like we're doing a puzzle and we don't have the box.
we don't have the box and we don't have the edges.
We don't have all the pieces. We have a pile of pieces and we're sort of smushing some of them
They're all
together.
Some of the pieces
pieces.
may be flipped over.
And some might be from another puzzle.
Yeah.
It like sort of pounds it into place.
That we
and you're
just
like,
found.
it
We're like, this
This kind of works at this spot. I mean, it doesn't exactly line up.
Yeah.
I will say, you guys are 90% there. You're missing one key thing, which you just haven't gotten
the
to
edge
yet.
pieces.
The edge pieces.
The edge pieces.
And the box.
So, well,
They're actually
you-
in the box.
You realize, kind of, more or less who the enemy is. You just don't know
It's the rugs,
exactly.
right?
It's all the
smother
rugs.
rugs.
It's all the
Smother
smothering rugs.
It's a gang
So-
of smother rugs.
As a little
the
behind the DM
boss.
screen bit, if you guys had gone to buy Agosto in that, first night
Yeah.
and antagonized her in any way, she would have, had that rug go after you.
She would have unleashed the attack smother rug.
I mean, the
and
rug
killed
kind
my
of was
guy.
like
I knew it was
She also
the
had other things at her disposal, not just that rug, but that was the only thing that was left when you guys arrived.
So it's like an attack armoire or something like that.
There
basically
might have
Beauty and the
been
Beast.
some.
Yeah.
I was about to say there might have been
The
some
Enchanted
animated
Castle.
group.
so basically it's just the final fight scene in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
where
basically.
all the people that have turned into the inanimate objects
Yeah.
just fight everybody.
Yeah, they would have all fought you while she's just in the back, casting her spells and such.
So
how do you feel with how we've done? Have we kind of
what's
gone on track?
Alright,
so
so
hold on, give us a grade. How well are we?
Are we passing?
Is it on a bell curve?
well, okay, so you've had some moments that I don't know how you got to certain conclusions. And immediately, wait, no, that makes no sense.
So you're just like, guys.
Well, a couple of times, when Elsis, when she came back and you found out she had been attacked in the Helder Market District, that all of a sudden, I think it was Nick who kind of said that you guys, could potentially go check out where she got attacked. And I'm like, my immediate thought was, why? That was hours ago. Fortunately, you stopped that right away.
There
but-
could be a clue. We built characters to be adventurers, and then you gave us a murder mystery, and we're not equipped to be detectives at all.
Overall, though, the group has a decently high int.
No, we're somehow smart. I mean, our
Somehow.
shadows are.
You don't.
And do I have just a base stat?
You're a flat roll.
I'm a
Yeah.
negative.
You're a negative.
I
You
got
got a
You're
plus four.
Four,
Yeah.
and I'm a plus
You got a
five.
plus 5, and I think Nick is a plus
Oh,
4.
you're a +5.
I'm a plus five.
I'm a negative one.
I was gonna say, I think
I balance it out.
yours is 18 int.
18 or 19? I don't remember.
But that's why I don't bother doing it, any
Well,
of the int
You're like,
checks.
pass.
I'm the muscle. I know my role.
I am
okay.
authority.
I'm muscle and healer. That is my job.
I was gonna say,
And general, voice of disapproval.
General voice of mom.
So disappointed right now.
I feel like right now, with how
She has a
destroyed
duty, and
I
she's
got
not
by
allowed to do
Fulmer,
it.
Yeah.
my objective is to run in there, try to cause damage, and then just get walloped on.
That's
You
a
did get
terrible-
walloped on.
You did not do
You
good monkey.
nearly
You're
died.
like, hold on, guys, I'll tank.
you rush in.
And Kalima.
All
Like, it's
3 of
like-
her attacks hit you,
I know.
and none of them were the max damage.
It was poor decision making.
just Three
Yeah.
hits. Three
That's why
hits,
we
and
can't
like,
have
I've got
extras.
5 HP, guys.
Bob and weave, man. Bob and weave.
I tried.
Classic monk mistake. Being like, for the good of the party.
Yeah,
And the
I don't
party
know
being
any
like,
monks I've ever run in between two big ogres and got knocked down in like one round.
You remember
Hill
that-
giants.
What was
Hill
the
giants.
Even better.
Whatever.
In Princess, what was, I'm trying to remember, was it the cloaker that almost ate
Oh,
the head
Oh
off?
yeah, the cloaker.
The cloak. So
I
no, a
remember that
cloaker
thing.
came up to you, wrapped itself around you, and attached to your head with his mouth. And then everyone's like, "Well, let's
Yeah.
kill the cloaker," but they're also damaging you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I forgot about that
But
one.
they didn't know, and you were like,
I was thinking of
like,
the
I
ogre
don't wanna
things
know.
that he ran.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
There's,
just like
The whole
bam,
giant-
bam.
yeah. You run between them,
Yeah.
and
You've
they're
been
like,
flanking.
"Hey, and you just fight, and then immediately squish.
I thought I could
And
dodge
it's
it.
like, all
I
right.
didn't dodge it.
You're like, I could have dodged it. It could have. It's okay. I've had problems with fast, dodgy characters before where you're like, and I run
I'm
up, and
invincible!
I do so much
Oh,
stuff, and
wait.
then, oh shoot, oh gosh, I'm dying. What happened?
Well, I think yours was Ara against the Etten
Yeah,
early on.
that was
She-
my ranger rogue character, and
Well,
I was like,
she-
I'll fight the monster with my jewels.
Here's this Etten, the two-headed like half giant thing, and she runs in, gets behind it, like stab a lot.
Oh yeah,
And
That
she's
was
the only one that
so
hit it
sad.
for the
So
whole
sad.
round. So it turns around and 1, 2, you're at 0.
I was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
But you don't play glass cannons.
I know, but
Like-
I did so much damage.
This is why
kinda
I
have
like
to do the
being
same
more
mentality
powerful.
with
It's tough.
Duriax. It's where I can kind of go in there, do some damage, but try not to tank too much. So that's why I think with the next character, I was either like, okay, I'm either going to be a really big tank or just not deal with going in there at all.
Range, stay away.
Because
Don't hurt me.
I think I've proven time and again, I'm not good at mitigating when I don't need to be in there.
You feel
So you need all of one or all of the
All
other.
of one or all of the other.
You're like, I'm either dodgy or I'm sturdy.
Well,
I can't
just
have
remember,
both.
But I think it'll be better for me to just not be like, oh, I can run in there and tank all this stuff.
Yeah, so we kind of got off topic really
just
fast, but
No.
that never happens to us.
No,
We're
no.
so laser focused.
So I'll
on topic.
also tell you my plan in that first night that you guys were there. I had like 6 paths you could go down, and I partially
We went down the
practiced one.
8th, didn't
You
we?
went down path number like 6.
Oh, the least likely one.
Yeah.
You mean the
Not
most
necessarily.
logical one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, like my initial thought was you would go after Bai, or you would
I
go.
think it's to go after, but
Yeah.
Because we didn't think we'd find her. I
Because we
think
found
that's
out-
what it came
we found
down
out she
to.
was a myth, and we didn't know that he ever actually saw her because he gave her money, but then he
See,
had
I
it.
thought
We
that
thought
he
he was
might
being
press
delusional.
for that a little bit more than he did.
Nick's not
because
a
he's
pushy
like,
player.
hey.
Yeah, Nick's isn't pushy.
No.
No, that's my job. Rachel's
And it goes
job.
with the flow.
So after that, I tweak things to see, like, okay, let me see. You two are the ones that are going to be pushing the story forward.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
So you're like, okay,
Go with
guys,
that assumption
yeah,
that
you're-
we will
Well, and
handle the
him now,
reins
and him now
okay.
too, since I put his
Yeah.
little ones at risk.
Yeah, but your character's like, okay,
My
guys, we need
babies!
to make a decision.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, they're getting away. We have work to do.
Yeah.
Pick something. I don't care what you pick, but pick something. That's kind of where she's at, though. Just
Yeah,
like
she's just like,
because they're
get
all
stuff
like, there's so
done.
many paths. You just got like, we have to pick one and go with it because we don't have time to sit here and
I was
analyze
kind of thinking,
everything.
Tony and I were talking
Well,
about
we
like
have to
after.
analyze things. Everything has
Yes.
to be analyzed.
Yeah, yours is like posted like
Kabam!
the
I do
finger.
like how even after they investigate a room, you roll the 21. It's like, I would like to investigate as well after my detect magic. It's like, okay, 22. Do I find anything?
Just want to be sure.
I'll
gotta-
investigate. 3. Do I find anything?
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits, like, 2 things of that one most recent episode that came out. And first one was immediately after the intellect devourer appears, just kill it with fire!
I mean, it's the only response.
We're all just like, murder it.
burn it, kill it.
And then we killed it with fire.
It was-
After it
was
tried to
very
suck my
effective.
brain out.
Yep.
Well,
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully.
It's not a super
Not for
high
lack of
DC.
trying.
I must say, it's not a super high DC, and if you
I just
fail,
have no int.
yeah, it's a
And-
flat roll for you.
And you weren't close enough for it to get to you.
Yeah.
So it went for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
It's a very close
Thank you
range
so much.
ability.
No, I managed to stay in the back and avoid it.
Which is what
This
you should
time.
be doing.
Yeah.
Unlike that other fight where we're like, oh gosh, Chris is gonna die.
It's because he came up and he got me. I wasn't up in his girl.
Oh, I know.
No,
It went
Kono
sideways.
Cold though has a good range.
It went bad.
And he's like, let's see.
Here.
There's 3 of
Get
you
out,
I
We're
can
like,
hit.
oh, this is why we brought a cleric.
That's
Right. Otherwise,
Even though I'm grumpy and you don't like me.
This is why we avoid enclosed
Well, I'm trying to think
spaces.
which of our
Yeah.
characters actually like each other. I know your character doesn't like my
No.
character, but at least we both want to get stuff
We
done.
tolerate each
I was
other.
gonna say, I think you guys have a degree of like kind of
We have a
respect because you have
positive
both the
working
same
relationship, but we're not
mentality.
friends.
I will
but
not kill you
You
today.
are, I mean, lawful, chaotic.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like from Sildan's perspective, you're just kind of there to be like, all right, we have something. I just want to get it done. And
I
then
was
go
sent on a
home.
mission.
Yeah.
I don't really. No offense,
You have a
guys.
job to
Don't
do.
give it about any of you.
Yeah.
She's
Well-
kind of just like, I'm here because I was told to.
Well, of course, my character gets along great with Nick's character because he's a super serious dwarf, and I'm like, let me poke you.
You both
Yeah.
there.
I think there were multiple times where I was sitting there listening, and I'm just like, why?
I don't know. She got bored. He wasn't
I was about to say,
trying.
I think it's because you're bored and he doesn't talk much and you want him to talk.
My character wants people to talk.
Tell me your thoughts and ideas and your own viewpoints.
Your hopes and dreams for the future. Write your plan.
And then Kalima's just,
And let me poke holes in them.
Well,
Sitting there
our
shaking
characters
her
are kind of
head.
on the same page. We're like, we should.
Yeah,
talk
you
about
two
this.
kind of tend to think
Yeah,
of
Well, we both are like, aren't libraries great? Don't you love libraries? We should all go to the library and hang
also
out.
Thovin.
books.
It's so cool.
Thovin's the greatest. Yeah, we're both Thovin fangirls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Starting a
Libraries-
Thovin fan club.
Yeah, in the library.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
library.
Yeah.
There will be a Thovin fan club in the future. That is now canon.
Oh, she's saying it's gonna be like one of those
Japanese visual novel games
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
just the clicking.
Yeah.
Like you click to read the books, and the more
Yeah.
books you read, the better you
Thovin
get.
slides in is like posing.
Good
like-
Like, Senpai, notice me!
Oh gosh.
That wasn't something I set out to do, by the way. That just sort of.
So the funny thing, of course, was Thovin was made. He was one of the first NPCs I actually made in coming up with this world at all. And then she mentions like her character loves imperfect like
And you're like,
things.
oh, great.
And I was just like, oh, you're really gonna like Thovin. It's
Well-
like why? Because he's like scarred on half his face.
She's like,
Also,
He knows something
high
about
elf,
magic.
so like otherwise really pretty.
Really pretty. And so smart. Like, the smartest. Like,
tell me how smart.
so smart.
Like a 22.
Like, more than a 20, so.
He could wipe the floor with all of you.
Oh yeah.
Probably. Yeah, and also, sorry, you might have some massive daddy issues.
What? Okay, so actually, not even that. It was something I was realizing, like thinking about her backstory. Even
I had no parents.
she has not been around a guy other than 2 years ago.
Yeah, because I grew up in
She has-
seclusion, and raised by,
She
like,
had Fulmer, who
Fulmer.
was a female elf,
Yeah.
and the Observer, who she only kind of saw from a distance, but was a female dragonborn.
So, she's like, I don't know how to act.
Did your character get like anime
Yeah,
nosebleeds?
yeah, probably. In the corner, like with her arms wrapped around her legs, like creeping. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, but at least
I have picture you do it like whenever you see it.
Oh,
I
gosh.
see my anime gasping count.
No.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna go full.
Please don't do that. I may die in the recording.
Here, Rachel.
I already had to stifle a few gags. It's okay.
Short. But yeah,
But
and then of
I
course,
think the plan is just to make sure you're not eating anything whenever
Yeah.
we encounter Thovin.
we're not gonna be around him all the time. He's only sort of like he's got other stuff going on. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. So your character probably gets along the best with everyone.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
I would say like your character's probably
Sorry.
accepting of
No, it's
everyone for the most part.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, you're pretty like open-minded and inclusive, and we're all a bunch of weirdos. And
Not
your
weird.
But as
character's
soon
like
as
the
anyone
biggest
mentions
weirdo.
anything about your little ones, it's like,
My baby.
Kalima is not weird. She's just grumpy.
in this group, that
grumpy.
makes her weird because she's. So
I know.
serious.
And you guys are all like,
only two members are.
Like the way I play Sildan in regards to his little ones, I take it from because he was almost sort of like little mentored by Beryl, and he saw how great of a leader Beryl was, and he wants to be that great. So if anything bad ever happens to him, he's like, I'm a failure.
Yeah, it's a fear of
Yeah.
failure thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, our characters all have massive hang-ups.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of
Duty.
in the nature
Weakness.
of being. No, it's like nobody called me weak and imperfect.
I would say like overall, your thing is being unwanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours? Being poor? No, that was me. Sorry.
Oh my god.
being poor.
Well, that was his backstory.
I was
Like
gonna honestly, I don't think yours would be so much as being poor as not knowing.
Yeah, being ignorant.
Being ignorant to something
Don't like
and knowing that you're ignorant to it. I think that would upset your Daryl more than anything else.
Yeah, I think so.
Daryl's probably the most stable somehow.
Somehow.
I
Which
do
is
wish Nick
interesting.
was here because I kind of want to know what his mentality with Tor is.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause it's hard to get a grasp on him a little bit.
Well, yeah. Tor's got a lot going on.
Tor
had
has a
some
lot
major-
going on.
major
So
life
he's all
stuff.
over the place.
So I'm going to
Serious
mention
mental
Little.
I'm
trauma.
gonna mention this just because the whole intention of this campaign was to keep it pretty tight within the overall story that I created and that you guys are helping me with building. But now that the whole thing with Bai has occurred, that's essentially not going to get fully resolved.
Well, because he can't doesn't have time
Yeah.
to go to the Feywild. We go bail him out of the Feywild or whatever happens.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah.
Like,
Another
you
campaign.
guys
Yeah.
might go down a path
Maybe
that
another
does
person
wind up
sometime.
resolving a lot of it, but that's not going to fully resolve the whole thing that's going on.
Well, that's okay. It's just like
Because that's not the main plot.
Yeah.
It's like all our things.
Side
we have to do
quests!
with this.
side quest.
I just want to be able to save my
I'm saying that
babies.
there's a little foreshadowing. He has the chance
These are all
soon to
it's
save
not
his
to-do
little
list for
ones.
princes.
It'll all be fine. They're there. And
They're not gonna
and
die.
Zarya's like,
Oh.
I
So
enjoy
you're
it.
supposed to rub his head if for it's
Comfort.
okay, sorry.
If people don't know this, I actually wrote down a weird list of like
Quirks.
foreigner traits, and if they ever come up, I have to be like, wait, I have to make sure that if
It's
any
on
of
my
these ever
list.
come up,
He
I
checks
do
his
this.
list. He sent me his list.
Yeah.
The cheek pad is like a hello.
And I'm like, it's a
not
greeting with
hard.
it. It's like a hello.
Yeah, I don't think Daryl would not be into that. He's not a hugger.
It's like I'm
Neither
sorry,
is
please don't
Zarya.
touch me.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Hey, that's something we all have in common. I think we are all not huggers except
Yeah.
for your character.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah, Kalima would just be like, "Why are you touching
Yeah.
me?"
I must say, I feel like Kalima would like pull out her mace like.
Yeah.
When I was looking up
Tor
weird
definitely not
foreign
a
quirks, I
think
noticed a
Tor's
lot of them
the
had to do with
huggiest.
like physical touching. So I kind of based it around the fact that like his people were all expressed emotion and like you're
very in touch with their feels.
yeah, like
Let
physical.
me caress your face.
That's why your character wears his heart on his sleeve, and the rest of us
And he
are all
boops
like,
us.
What sleeve?
I don't have sleeves.
where it's a tattoo.
You don't have
He
No.
technically no. He's got that
I've got
vest
like
type
the
thing.
tunic and then
It's a sweater vest.
I always
it's
pick-
like a really long sweater vest.
So,
Is it an ugly Christmas sweater vest
yes.
with little poof balls?
so actually, one thing I always forget in terms of how
thing we
you
don't
look,
judge.
you actually keep your sword on your
'cause-
back.
Yes, on my lower back.
Thought
I
you
actually
had
haven't mentioned it in the
sleeves.
recording in a while, but
So does he wield it in like the underhand manner as
Yeah,
well?
like you're a cutthroat
No,
or
'cause
I
something.
Yeah.
think, so. My thought is he flips it.
Well,
okay.
yeah, either he takes it out and flips it, or he just like reaches back with this and just draws it out.
It's
Accidentally clubbing Daryl.
Yeah, that's
You're
how
dexterous
damage.
enough. You got a what? +5 dex?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Dex for days.
sex for days.
There's no
I
now.
also don't have dex.
So, were we talking about this recently? Like, what's the worst stat to take as your dump stat? And I was like, I think Dex is probably my least favorite, last choice for a dump stat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Int. I'll go int before I'll go dex.
honestly, almost everyone
And
goes in first.
charisma.
Which explains a lot of our characters. If you're not a wizard, people are like, what do I need in for?
Exactly.
yeah, which makes me feel very
Literacy.
Yeah, yeah, but Dex pretty.
Dex is really important. I
Yeah.
feel.
That and strength is the other potential dump stat based
Oh,
on the
I-
character.
Depends on what you're
I
doing.
think
Right.
every character I've ever played has had strength as a dump stat.
Yeah, for me it's either it goes strength or I would say charisma usually.
Make sure I have
Because I know a
spreadsheet.
lot of other people most of the time go high in charisma, so I'm like, there'll usually be somebody else.
And I know for me, a lot of the race I get like drawn to get some sort of charisma bonus, like half elves and stuff. So you always get a little bit.
Plus, being low in charisma allows me to play a goofy weirdo most of the time.
We play goofy
What?
weird. I
You
mean,
would
I'm
play
a
a goofy
charismatic.
weirdo anyway.
I'm not sure we're really acting at that
I'm
point.
not-
Just the thing is, like, you'd be a more charismatic, goofy weirdo.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, that
be
means they
honest.
might actually
Be
listen to
charming.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just be more effective in our group.
So that's the difference between charming quirks
Yeah,
and
Creepy.
severe personality deficits.
it's really all a matter of
Obnoxious.
roles.
Yeah.
Do you come off as a stalker or just awkward?
It's on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. With most of our characters, they're all like the potential to be weirdos.
Some more than others, yes.
Why on your sheet?
My character's
I hate that.
struggling against being a weirdo. Sorry,
Don't be a weirdo.
I mean, she
Yeah.
kind of was set up to be a weirdo, so she's trying really hard.
Yeah, like
Not
your
to-
character's trying really
Like-
hard not to be a weirdo.
But she
I
also-
like out of character. I'm trying really hard to be a weirdo.
Yeah, it's You're like, Sildon is a weirdo.
Well, because
He's weird,
Sildon's
he's
supposed to
weird,
be, because he's
He's
far
He's
traveler.
forward,
Yeah.
Yeah, though granted, your character I think has lived here longer than most of our characters have been alive, and you
Yeah.
still don't know our customs.
I know.
Part of that is I
Maybe
wonder if
that's
Sildon stopped,
That's
like,
true.
just stopped. He's like,
I could try,
Yeah.
but nah. Let's see what happens.
yeah. Pretty much you're like, I gotta be me.
You do you.
I'm just curious, like, what your thoughts are of what is the Whispered One's plan.
Yo, don't tell him it's a trap. He's trying.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, it's set. Like, I
They
can't
have
change
no
it.
plans.
He says that, but
Their
then
plan
he's
is
the
to fail.
DM.
Their
Yeah.
plan is to fail, yeah.
So
Totally
really, we
not.
would have no way of knowing.
Yeah,
One
built-in
way or the other.
mistrust, yeah.
Totally not paranoid.
Well, okay, so there's some things we have we think that there's... Okay, I'm trying to remember, what do we know? What do we know? Do we know about the assassination yet?
I don't
You
know.
guys have read all the research notes.
We know that there's an assassination attempt planned.
Yeah.
Have we read that yet? Cut
Yeah.
that out. Edit that out.
And I'm thinking it's gonna be somebody like in the high ups.
Yeah, we think that they're gonna try to take out the
Yeah.
power structure.
So,
For some reason.
For
based
some,
on
we
you
don't
guys,
know why.
you-
We have no
We
idea
have
the
no
why.
idea why.
I'll tell you a little bit of this, but basically, you know that all the delegation members will be on that
Platform on the dais.
as well as the king, queen, and his kids, and Thovin particularly is being honored. There will also be the other members of the royal court. So technically, Gerba would be
Yeah.
there.
I think we decided that maybe it was because they have the power to stop the Darapool or some influence. To
Yeah,
stop
like
the
there's
Darapool.
this is like the evil plan that they need to like have go off without a hitch to be able to execute evil
the
plan
next
part 2.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like phase 1 of
Yeah.
Umphlumber.
But maybe we're looking too deep into it. But it seems like maybe it's a layers upon layers thing, and I'm trying not to metagame and think that's what Tony would do. But a little bit, Tony's not gonna have be, and then they want to assassinate someone because they want to usurp them.
Misdirect.
Yeah,
Could be
There's definitely
misdirection.
feels like there's a lot of misdirection. I feel like
Really?
we're grabbing all the misdirection and being like, follow it.
These are all paths. Yeah.
These are all valid
Yeah.
choices that we're supposed
this
to take.
highly intelligent leader of an organization would never do this.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how well we're doing.
Yeah, you never gave us a grade.
Yeah,
I
what's
didn't.
our
Yeah,
grade? How are we
yeah.
doing?
I
Sir.
thought you guys got an A on this. I mean,
Hey.
you're following all the right path. You just haven't gotten a couple of
Now, is it
clues.
an A for like attempting?
Effort? Yeah,
Like,
A for
Or
effort.
is it
Not
like
for effort.
Or is it like an 88 that's been rounded up?
Yeah.
No, you've got the right idea, and you've actually input a lot of things that essentially would change their plans.
So there's no curve.
So what you're saying is we're not very good at detecting, but we're really good at disruption.
We're not very good
we're-
at detecting. We're really good at making things up.
Yes.
We're like the Inspector Gadget
Yeah.
of
Or
crime solving
like
here.
Inspector Clouseau. You
Yeah.
know, we just go in
Aw.
and
It's like we don't
Mess
know that we're
everything
doing
up.
mess
it.
everything up.
But
We go in with a
unintentionally.
weird foreign accent and just confuse everybody.
Yeah.
You took out Fulmer.
We did take off.
We did take out home.
And we got a little dicey there for a
We
bit.
took out the Oni.
And we
I'm
took
actually
out the
talking
rug.
about- It was great.
And you took
That
out
was
the
like-
rug.
And we took
That
out
was
the rug.
actually a much bigger deal than you guys know.
Really?
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
was
It
really-
seems so
And boss.
with how the
Yeah.
manner in which it died.
Yeah, with 20 HP. You rolled 20.
I mean, that's a big deal.
that rug.
I think Daryl needed that. He had a hard
needed the
couple
win.
of days. He needed a win.
Yeah.
Who needed to win?
I'm sure it'll only go up. Everything will
Yeah.
be sunshine and rainbows from
Yeah,
here
exactly.
on out.
Nothing bad will happen.
Now that we've
nothing.
taken out the rug, that's
Yeah. Should be smooth.
The rug
sailing.
really was the
Is that your
mastermind
tiny
here.
die?
So, I mean, with my intro
Anyway.
and then with
You
one
love
of, with,
that
with
stuff about
detecting like the dwarf, I feel like my high perception combined with like my speed has been kind of a little bit of a foil for you.
I haven't modified it, but I've had to change some tracks because of it.
Yeah,
Because
Like,
we
I'm
disrupted
just-
events
well-
by being like, hark, over there!
I see it with my like super high
slight
perception.
foreshadowing. Yeah, there is the thing that you spot
Yep.
Yeah.
that
That you're not
really
supposed
like.
to
Okay,
spot.
it was like a
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
It was a DC 21 or 22 thing.
Yeah.
And you beat it, and I didn't expect you to
And
beat it.
then we got rewarded, as we always do.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't like these
With,
rewards.
with no mental trauma at all.
Oh my
No.
gosh. I feel like Tony started us off feeling like this is a lighthearted romp through a city. You're like,
And
yeah,
now
where's
it's
my
like-
unicorns and rainbows?
Destruction. Everything is fine.
If you kill my ambassador,
I feel like it's gonna end with the entire city being on fire.
Probably.
That makes sense.
It seems likely.
I have plans for Orinthal in the future.
It will
Yeah.
be
Oh, the
rebuilt.
rebuilding.
What are you
ruins
talking
of
about?
Orinthal.
They only just started rebuilding, really. So it's
It's the ruins of Orange.
Yeah,
let's be
yeah, it
honest.
is.
Let's be real.
We'll be like, it's just gonna be wreckage. We'll be
I'll
like,
say
what?
150 years. I guess it could become ruins.
It could become ruins overnight.
Yeah,
with
okay.
enough
Yeah.
meteor
If
strikes.
enough people are dead.
Meteor strike.
Enough meteors.
Anything.
All right, let's get some of the top wizards and do meteor swarm across all.
Exactly.
40-foot radius.
I apologize, but we lost the recording immediately after this, and once we got back, we picked up the conversation with a discussion on the party's newest enemies.
How do we feel about the little brain boy?
Brain boy.
The
Can we know
brain
what's-
boy?
I'm not
Devour.
using it as a stand-in because I can't remember the name.
Intellect
Intellect
Devour?
Devour.
Yeah.
You know that thing that was like a brain, but then it tried to eat my brain? Yeah, the
Yeah.
It's the brain boy.
I think
Kind
it's
of
bad,
terrifying.
dude.
It's a
And
little
now
terrifying.
we can't trust anyone except Thoven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except Thoven.
That makes sense.
Because Thoven is immune
There's
to
no way
brain.
they could eat his brain. His brain is much too impressive.
It'd be the tastiest though.
It would be a delicious brain.
They legitimately can't eat his brain.
His
They can't roll high enough.
Aha! So we know Thoven's in the clear.
Exactly.
I know you're in the clear because you've got the same thing going on.
My big brain.
Yeah,
About
your big
20.
brain.
Yeah,
Ants.
but,
Yeah.
but
If you're
pretty
19, you're safe. If you're at
everybody
18,
else-
you're not.
I think
Everybody
it's
else is
19.
I think,
suspect.
yeah.
Oh, I'm super suspect.
We'd be like, Ash was an intellect devourer all
Ash?
along. Ash.
Kalima.
Sorry, Kalima.
Kalima.
I'm so sorry. It's hard.
Also, I would say
You'll
yes, you're
always be
right. You are a
Ash,
suspect. Except you have a -1 int, not a +1
So they don't even
int.
go for
Right,
it.
you're not very tasty.
Yeah. I'm not even on the option.
You're like
not on
you're
the
like
menu.
cruel. They'll eat you if they have to.
Oh,
I'm
that's
okay
so
with that.
sad.
I'm safe.
She's like, you don't want this.
You
don't want
So,
this.
yeah.
You, though, have a perfectly healthy brain.
I hate it.
Perfectly fine.
I'm like
delicious.
I'm like a
Sweet
medium
spot.
rare, well seasoned steak.
Yeah. They're like, ooh, flat int, huh? Tell me more. Yeah,
Ate his brain with some fava beans.
Well, the only redeeming thing is that they're flammable. So
highly,
Highly
yeah,
flammable.
well, yeah. And not very hardy once they're
Nope.
ejected.
Once they're
But
AC
now,
12.
but now we have to go and look at literally every person's ear all the time.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
nice to meet you.
most people will be like wondering
Less
why are you
people.
trying to look really close at my ear because the scars are like
Oh, I
right
know.
on the
That
inside.
will not stop us from going
No.
and staring into
Bless
their
You,
ears.
Coulson.
So, yes, we'll just stare at everybody's ears. Everything will be fine. We'll check all the ambassadors, all of their ears.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure whatever's going on, we're going to find out somebody's
I have
behind it.
everything planned already, so
And Tony's not the type who's going to have it be some random person we haven't met who's...
no,
John the Baker.
Yeah,
Part of
like,
the problem was
that guy.
I wanted to have a bunch of characters in, some that would become important, some that wouldn't, but within this mix, you would have everybody. You'd have, who your villains are, who the good guys are.
Yeah, so...
So Biogosta is secretly a massive intellect devourer.
Well, it seems like I think she's against the intellect devourers, but I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
the
Well,
right kind of
Tor's episode did come out,
Yeah.
so you guys do know that.
Our characters don't know that because we didn't really get the full story.
Because-
Yeah.
We sort of got...
I'll tell you
pieces.
everything, but I won't tell you everything. I'll tell you everything until I don't tell you everything. And we're all like,
What?
so what are you telling us?
Don't
Everything.
worry,
What do-
everyone.
what do we
You'll
know?
hear all about that in the very next episode.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
There is only a little
I
frustration.
mean, aside from Seldon, we're really not sharers as characters. Like, when it comes to, like, talking about our feelings and, like, what's happened. Like,
I feel like this is a load of crap.
Yeah.
I
I don't want to do it.
don't want to do it. I'm just
Kalima
here
just
because
wears
I
her
was told.
emotions out on her
So-
sleeve.
Post-campaign, I feel like Saria's going to want to keep adventuring. Seldon's going to want to train his little ones. Daryl's going to want to go read and study more spells. And Kalima's going to be like, I'm out.
I'm done.
She's got duty.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
she'll
gonna-
just go wherever she's
She's going to
assigned.
do her job and then eventually get her pension
Continue
and
to,
retire.
continue to serve the Nephany.
She
Yep.
is full of duty.
I think
Is
Tor
it?
will try to go clear his
Encumbered, in
name.
fact.
Tor will go back home
Yeah, I think he'll go back
Most
home and
likely.
try
Yeah,
to clear his name.
return to his dwarves and be like...
and try and get reinstated into his clan.
But I guess, are we going to do epilogues at the end? Will we get to find out what happens?
You will get to
If
do
we
a.
survive.
If we survive.
If you survive, I will allow a near. Hey,
Yeah.
I am throwing some tough stuff at you.
Oh.
Tony put the least
Yeah.
challenging. us.
So
It's just
going
a
for a TPK
challenge.
is what I hear.
It could happen, I think.
I'm nervous about the final boss.
Yay!
Nervous, excited, nervous, but nervous.
It's okay. Thovin
Well-
will just come in and save the
Yes,
day.
Thovin.
Yeah, I won't have Thovin distracted for any reason.
He's
No.
got it.
Okay, I still want you guys to be the heroes.
Yeah, we're not
We're
gonna
gonna die.
We're just gonna hand off this whole thing to Thovin. We're gonna let Thovin take care of it. He's much
Yep.
more qualified.
I just stick close to my ambassadors
Yeah.
and do my duty.
no, but
Go ahead, do that.
it's mostly because of his little ones. Like, really, that's the main reason.
Yeah.
Yes, the little ones.
Who are definitely not gonna die.
No.
That's up to you.
No, I think it's probably that
They're
wizard.
definitely not currently being tortured
The
or
wizard?
anything.
Yeah, the wizard.
Super sketchy wizard.
The super
The super
sketchy
sketchy wizard.
That guy's a jerk.
The guy
Such
who
a
I
Thamior.
yeah Thamior. The guy who
Literally.
I investigated and he was and he looked like he had some
DC
connection with
25.
Viagosto.
Yeah.
That was a DC 25.
DC
We're
25.
like,
Oh snap!
we have this valuable thing. The community's like,
So by the way, the
We should
eye
check his ear.
has 1 HP and like 10 AC.
Yeah.
So
But-
yeah, really easy to break.
no, I think he crushed it under his fist like a Sith Lord or something.
Yeah.
I rolled a strength check.
He was super.
You rolled
Okay,
high.
so let's be clear. Our characters are not on the same page about almost everything, but we all don't like that guy.
Yeah.
And
So
with
we
that,
think Thamior did it, but we also think that you want us to think that, so we don't know what we think.
Exactly.
We know that he's a jerk.
That's
Yeah.
true. He's definitely not going to try to be the nice guy, unless it's like,
Snape.
yeah.
Snape.
In which case, I'll
if
feel
you
bad.
Snape us.
Yeah.
That he's actually the true hero of the story. No.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't interacted with him really.
Then I don't want to have
And
to
then
name my
there's-
kids Thamior. That's just depressing. It's not
Yeah.
even a good name.
It's really not. What do you call him for short? Tham?
Tham.
Tham.
What's up, Tham?
Are we looking too far ahead? Should we be looking more immediate in the future?
Maybe more immediate, considering what I potentially have coming up against you guys.
which means we all die.
You could shorten his name and combine like
The distant future might not be a thing for some of you.
That's what everyone wants to hear. Their
But
Thanks,
you do
yo.
still have 2 revivifies, so
you.
you may use them.
Assuming
Well, that's a great note to end this. whole
Thanks.
reflection.
Don't worry, guys.
He
You
didn't
may
say I
not.
will use him. I may use
You
him.
may. That's
Or you
dead.
might just let us die.
Or I might just let you die. That could be the truth.
Oh
bad
gosh,
people, we're
what
just
if you
weird.
had to make the choice between a party member and one of his little ones?
I don't know.
Party member.
Even
I
if
have
he was,
healing.
Even if he was
I have
conscious.
5 points of lay on hands.
Party member. Sorry. Party members are more useful.
wow.
Babies.
That would be
Like,
Kalima's.
Kalima
Yeah, she's a soldier.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
She'd feel bad.
She would. Maybe.
I mean, she'd be sad. She doesn't want to see a child die. She'd be
No.
like,
I was about to say,
They're
I
not
feel like
children, though. We've established that they're
They're
Yeah,
teenagers.
they're teenagers. So they could have been jerks.
no,
just
those are
angsty
children.
teens.
We don't know. One of them's a
no.
bird.
I said
don't know how
young.
old.
I said young.
One of them's in a rocker crow, right? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
but a rock
Rock,
lived
rock,
to
rock,
30.
rock.
So it could be like
Oh, so he's middle aged.
like middle.
my little
Yes.
ones. He's like,
She's
dude.
middle aged.
Still has the
I pay
mindset of a
Social
child.
Security.
though.
She does.
But she's 12, I think you put?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's like 12 years old.
But still, she would do party member because
I know.
more
Yeah.
useful. Sorry.
Well, let's
Adam
see.
won't be mad at you.
Level 5.
So
Adam
Don
won't be-
So Don will be devastated.
Adam won't be mad at
Unless
you.
Sildan is dead, then he can't be
That's
devastated.
true. But he expects us all to sacrifice our lives for his little ones. Which, to be fair, I think my character would do. I don't know about your character.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It might be a situational.
yeah.
You might
yeah,
be
he's
a
like,
little-
am I feeling heroic?
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
I don't think.
I
Kalima
think you
would.
might.
Might.
Yeah.
It's very situational. I think
You-
it would
I
depend
think-
a little bit on like if
What
you
are
could
the odds I'm gonna
guarantee
be-
it.
Yeah,
It
if you
also-
could guarantee.
It's like
Also-
I
it'd be
can
fine.
kill the bad guy, but I would die and they would live. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the
Pull a
real dude would
Gandalf.
be like, let me calculate the odds. I'm probably going to be brought back because she's still got her revivify, so I'm probably in the clear here.
Probably.
Never calculate the odds.
Yeah.
Never tell me
me
the
the
odds.
odds.
I'll calculate them myself.
That's Daryl's tagline.
Also, you could just drop a fireball at your feet
Yeah, that's true. That'll be like
and
the
take
time-
no damage.
Yeah. So
true.
I think that's a good note to end on.
Yeah.
that's not foreshadowing.
Fireball.
Thank you all for listening. Please share this with your friends and follow us on Twitter at RulesAsWritten. Also, feel free to email any questions to me at dm@dndraw.com. Subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, or subscribe and leave us a comment on Podbean, Google Play, or Stitcher. And on behalf of all of us at D&D Raw,
Bye.
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 Thanks for joining us.